Every once in a while, a motorcycle doesn't just sell, it starts a movement. The Yamaha XT500 wasn't built to be flashy or complicated. It was built to endure. It carried a single-cylinder engine that thumped with determination, a frame that could take punishment, and a spirit that pushed boundaries far beyond its era. In 1979, when the world first witnessed it dominating the Paris-Dakar Rally, it became more than just a bike. It became a legend. Today, we're looking at why the XT500 is still remembered as one of the greatest dual sports ever made. When Yamaha launched the XT500 in 1976, the motorcycle world was changing fast. Riders wanted something versatile, machines that could handle dirt trails but also manage paved roads without falling apart. Up to that point, many bikes were either road-focused or off-road specialists. The XT500 bridged the gap. Yamaha engineers studied endurance racing, desert terrain, and real-world rider demands, then built a motorcycle that could survive anywhere. At the heart of the XT500 was its 499 cubic centimeters single-cylinder, four-stroke engine. Air-cooled and simple, it made about 30 horsepower at 5,800 RPM and delivered 38 Nm of torque. That might not sound like much compared to today's adventure bikes, but it was all about the usable torque band. The XT wasn't a screamer, it was a thumper. The steady, predictable power meant you could lug it through sand, climb rocky trails, or cruise at highway speeds without worrying about fragile mechanics or complicated electronics. The XT's steel frame was as honest as they come. No fancy alloys, no unnecessary styling flourishes. Just strength and simplicity. Its dry weight hovered around 139 kilograms, making it light enough for off-road maneuvering but stable enough for road use. With 200 mm of ground clearance and a seat height of about 830 mm, it struck a balance between accessibility and off-road readiness. This balance is why riders in Europe, the US, and Africa all found it equally practical. One of the most iconic aspects of the XT500 was starting it. No electric button, no shortcuts. You had to know the sequence: bring the piston to compression, ease the lever past top dead center, then give a strong, confident kick. Riders talked about the ritual like it was a bond between man and machine. When you got it right, the reward was the deep, throaty thump of the single cylinder firing up. Get it wrong, and you risked a sore leg and frustration. This made the XT500 feel alive, demanding respect rather than just obedience. The XT500's reputation exploded when it entered the grueling Paris-Dakar Rally. Imagine thousands of kilometers across deserts, dunes, and mountains, terrain that destroyed weaker machines. In 1979, Cyril Neveu took the XT500 to victory in the first-ever Dakar, and in 1980, he repeated the feat. These back-to-back wins proved Yamaha had created not just a versatile bike, but a warrior. It showed the world that durability and simplicity could outperform power and complexity when survival was the test. The XT500 wasn't a beauty queen, but it had timeless style. A slim fuel tank, high-mounted fenders, wide handlebars, and spoked wheels gave it that rugged enduro look. It wasn't intimidating, it was approachable. The upright riding position kept riders comfortable over long distances, while the slim design made it easier to control on tight trails. Even today, many custom scramblers borrow heavily from the XT500 silhouette, because it just looks right. What really gave the XT500 its staying power was ease of ownership. There were no fragile electronics to fail, no water pumps to leak, no complex fuel injection to troubleshoot. Maintenance was simple: regular oil changes, valve checks, and keeping the carburetor clean. This made it ideal for riders in remote regions where reliability meant survival. Its drum brakes and suspension may feel dated now, but in the late 70s, it was a well-rounded package that offered confidence without complexity. Even though Yamaha stopped production in the late 1980s, the XT500's DNA lives on. The Tenor family of adventure bikes, the SR500 Road Thumper, and countless retro scramblers can trace their lineage back to this machine. Collectors today pay between $5,000 and $10,000 for clean examples, and restored rally replicas often fetch more. But beyond money, owning an XT500 means holding a piece of history, a motorcycle that defined the spirit of adventure long